Welcome back. This is the alternate version of episode 5. This is going to be part 2. So if you haven't seen the alternate version of episode 5 part 1, then let me know. So in this version, we went straight to the farms. We did not talk to anyone else. So we're going to see what happens in this version. As you make your way along the sunlit dirt road, you feel it. A tingling at the back of your skull. An urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward with the threat that it might become more forceful if you don't comply. Much like crying that only stops if you tend to it. You pick up the pace. You lose track of time, your attention glued to each step, your mind ceding control to your feet. They know exactly where you need to be. So the trance goes until it's halted by the unlikely sight of a familiar figure on the path ahead. Good, you found your way. I knew you would, eventually. How did you know I would be here? Like, Wayne, I know we shared a passionate kiss, sir, but chill. You knew I would come here? It's the loudest today. The town has shifted its attention in accordance, whether or not it realizes much. He's right, of course. It's not a sound exactly, but there's something calling, begging. And you're particularly susceptible. Back for round 2. The flirtatious lit in your voice is unmistakable. Wayne is briefly silent, though you think you hear his breaths come quicker, his chest rising irregularly. Or maybe that's just a strange ambiance, a buzzing in your ear that almost sounds like a scream, muddying your senses. Soon enough. I only wanted to offer some words of encouragement. I'm afraid that's all I can offer. I would much rather be at your side through this, but the witch is dangerous to me. But not to you. She can't hurt you in any way that matters, especially now that she's at her most vulnerable. His words veer far away. The not sound in your mind, the call of the thing at the farms is louder. I need you to keep walking. Just be careful of the farmer. He places a guiding hand on your back, urging you forward. But that's all it takes. Your feet are moving almost on their own. You've been set on your course. The tree charts, the wood thinning, and gives way to messy patches of straggly in-season garden vegetables seated in between a pair of farmhouses on opposite hills. Not that the details are important. Your destination is the further of the two structures. Irma? What's going on? I got a page from the sheriff and nobody's here. Where are the cops? I called him on account of Bo went missing, and last I heard he wanted to go give Julius a piece of his mind. First, the sheriff went in, along with white deputy, the one with the sunglasses. But then something happened, and there was a gunshot, and this awful howling. Weren't like no creature I ever heard. That's when the other deputy, the black one, he ran in, and the door shut behind him. No one's come out since. So everyone's inside? Starting to get concerned. I'm running out of folks to call for help. Wait, is that Bree? What the hell is she doing here? You're all aware this is a crime scene, right? And all the cops are missing? The talking is just noise. Their words don't matter. There's a humming in your head, almost like a voice, one you can just barely make out. But you know it'll be clearer the closer you get to the stone. You start wandering up towards the farmhouse at the end of the hill. Oh, come on. Where do you think you're going? But you continue forward. You barely even notice your hand slipping over the doorknob. It's gonna be alright, Irma. We'll get Bo out of there. I promise. And now you're inside. Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room. An axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling is embedded in his face, holding his corpse in the imitation of life. Jesus! Careful, Joan. There's traps all over the damn place. Past the body, you can see a giant pumpkin through the door to the garage, cracked open, its guts skewed across the floor, seeds dotted across the hardwood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson? Is the doctor here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you'd better call somebody. The doctor's here? Julius, you should let her come down. You really don't want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you've got to convince. It won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you here. Everyone shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor, I don't care. Let him bleed. You're only making problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal in here. I gotta step outside. You keep holding that wound, and no one else better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuses to let anyone leave. Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. You're vaguely aware that Officer Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. Who the hell? So you tried to undermine me, witch. I should have known you'd find a way around the rules. You trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just, I'm happy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It'll be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. Hey. You're not dead, are you? Enoch fucked over everyone, even the witch. The witch? Sybil? She sent you? She tricked you into taking her side in all this? Guess I should have known I probably wasn't the only one whose life she decided to fuck with. But all that ends now. I'm in charge here, and I'll get what I was promised. Hey man, calm down. It's all good. Speak for yourself? Your vision finally focuses, and your mind is once again your own. Avery watches you fervently from across the room. The man Julius holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, blood spilling on the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him, the source of the awful noise. It stutters with pain inhalations. Bo is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Bree, we can't get to you. The door's sealed shut. Even if she yells at you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and vines that block your escape. Let's bring Bree up to speed, Julius. She looks a little cell-shocked. Where the fuck do I begin? Alright. So the witch. I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. Always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me the chance. She gave me the means to right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always. Made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready, and he came out hungry. Too hungry for me to handle. He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hole up down here. Been stuck since fucking Wednesday night. Damn roots won't let me leave, and they've clogged up the drain so I can't call that witch and get her to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness, figuring I could wait it out. Until Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he lost a tussle with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. And that about sums up. I guess in the end it's only fair. A son for a son. And birth ain't never been pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned way. It's all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person when he's done cooking. I don't give a shit about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense, castle doctrine. Bo, can you hear me? Are you alive? Uh-huh. Gotta get back to Mama worrying about me. I think I can see it. Look, all those bumps under his skin. That thing really did go deep. That thing is my son, and you'll address him as such. Sorry, Julius. You can't help but notice the way Julius postures himself away from the thing implanted in Bo. He's afraid of it. And seeing how he's clutching his side, he's likely already wounded. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you do anything stupid, then I'll tell you when I know. Sounds fair? The conversation is interrupted by Bo, shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what, we're just supposed to wait until the Calloway kid dies? That's exactly right. My son gets born, and we all forget this ever happened. Julius has yet to explain the reason for Avery's presence here, but they stick out like a sore thumb. Now, last time I asked about Avery in my other save, so this time I'm gonna try something different. Can it talk? He's barely a day old. Of course he can't talk yet. And it's making noises. It kind of sounds like babbling, right? Like babies do. How about it, baby? Can you say mama? That baby makes a horrible sound that's not even remotely similar to mama. Oof, Lord. Is there really no way we could separate him from Bo? What if we offered him something better? This ain't a debate. Shut up, or I'll shut your mouth for you. I don't know, Julius. I still think there's something we're missing. And if Bree thinks so too, maybe it's worth talking about again. That's why I'm here in the first place, right? To come up with other solutions? And you and I already decided this was best. The discussion was had and done with before anyone else showed up. Bo squirms with discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. Yeah, what's up with this thing? How do you know it'll stop with Bo? It sounds like it was hunting you before you found him. What happens when it gets hungry again? I don't appreciate you trying to pick all this apart. Just sit there and stay quiet and we won't have trouble. Got it? It won't get the chance to go after Julius. I'll be taking you in. Not if you hurry up and die. Does your son have a name? You don't name a kid till after it's born. Even I know that. Bad luck if you do it early. I'm sorry. My bad, bro. And what exactly happens after this thing is finished? Do you think it's going to be a normal kid? Would you say that about all those premature little babies they keep in incubators? We don't know what he's going to look like. But that don't matter because he's my son. And I love him. And I know he'll get big and strong if he just gets himself enough food. Even if he doesn't change, he's kind of cute like this anyway. Definitely weird, but cute. Bo twitches, his skin blossoming with fresh bruises as this thing takes even more of them. What is this thing doing to Bo? He's fertilizer. He's a person? Not anymore. He's just a body that happens to still be moving around. If my boy had the time he needed, he wouldn't be doing all this. He could have been born quietly in the field like he was supposed to, but he came out too early. An exchange has to be made. That's what the crone always said. So I'm exchanging. But does it have to be him? Could we move it to somebody else? Any volunteers? Avery slowly raises her hand. Put your hand down, kid. That's one of those rhetorical questions you ain't supposed to answer. I wouldn't do this to you. Besides, my boy's got the biggest hunk of meat in the room, and I think he's happy with that. I doubt he'd give it up easily. I get the feeling tearing him out wouldn't be good for Bo either. No, that's true. Let's get into the witch. We need some details. What exactly did you catch her doing that made her make a deal with you? Look, I'm a man of my word. She told me I'd get what I wanted, and I told her she'd get my silence. I'll stand by that. But that being said, perhaps it has something to do with that husband of hers and whatever he was sick with. Husband? She's married? But she's so young. Young? That old crone? We must be talking about different people, kid. And it ain't like she's married now, anyway. He's been dead for some time, on account of the illness. Did the witch tell you how to take care of this thing once it's done? It's meant to be a kid when it's done. Other people seem to figure out how to raise those all the time. Don't need her giving me no parenting tips. Most babies don't eat people to live. This doesn't seem that unusual to me, actually. Isn't this kind of what babies do to their mothers? It isn't like they're eating takeout in there for 9 months, you know? Exactly what the kid said. The thing on their both skin shifts, writhing in an imitation of clenching muscle. Oof, this thing is getting worse. What makes you think Sybil is the witch? She's just helpful. Oh, sure she is. She's all kind of helpful once I had dirt on her that she wanted to be kept quiet. And of course all of y'all think she's nice. Everyone in town drinks that tea. Seems to make people awful fond of her. What were the terms of the deal you made with the witch? When I caught her doing what she was doing, she offered me this ritual thing in exchange for my silence. Offered it right away, like she could see right through me. Knew exactly what I wanted most. I suppose what she didn't know was I'm not the kind of man who turns someone in anyway. Her business was her business. She didn't have to bother giving me some recipe to cook a boy from dirt, blood, and pumpkin seeds, but I took it anyways. Then I just sat on it for a while, till a moment of weakness. What was the ritual? Did you do something to Duke's pumpkin? It wasn't his damn pumpkin. It was on my property. And the only reason it got as big as it did was because I fed it my own blood every night since the day it was planted, bleeding on the dirt like some kind of Satan worshiper. If that don't make it mine, I don't know what does. God knows I felt crazy doing it, though. I'm not proud to say my judgment was a little bit clouded. I was in a bad way. The thought of bringing a boy into the world was just about the only thing that made me feel like I should stick around. Not that any of you need to know about all that. Only serves as explanation as to why I trusted her in the first place. Bo seems in a bad way. His eyes are glazed. His jaw slack except for the roots of the childlike thing are holding it in place. His body can't take much more. Let me go back. What if it's not the tea? What if people just like Sybil because she's a good person? The fact that you can look at what's happening in this room and think she's still a good person tells me you've been drinking a lot of her tea. Just talking about it has me craving some now. Am I brainwashed? Is that the only reason I like her? Kid, I get the feeling you come by that sort of thinking all on your own. I don't think you ever met somebody you didn't try to like. Myself included. Julius, dude, we gotta do something. Bill's in a lot of pain. This can't be what's supposed to happen. Yeah, he seems terrible. But I still want to ask more questions. I didn't get all this dialogue the first time around. Frankly, how did you get down here? What happened? Stairs weren't blocked when we got here. Tried to go down, didn't notice the gun. It's my property. Let the record state I had every right to defend myself. In the end, you don't do anything other than talk while the creature finishes its work. This isn't the time or place for you to make a choice. Even if that wasn't the case, it's too late to make any other choice other than to continue in action. You watch the thing slowly solidify, its breath more confident as bows grow shallow. I can't let this happen. He attempts to lean forward, reaching with a bloodied hand for his gun, but he winces, his hand pausing, then falling back to his side. That's right, just sit and watch. I think I put enough holes in you already. You don't need another one. Isn't someone gonna do something? Everyone watches each other with unease. Is it alright if I sit by him? Sure, but I'll shoot you if you make any moves, kid. I don't want to, but I will. Avery shifts, settling closer to Bo. He takes his hand in theirs, which doesn't seem to do anything to comfort the man as the roots sink deeper, taking more. I'm sorry, Bo. It'll be over soon, okay? You're not alone. No one should die alone. I can't die. Mama would be sad. Fortunately, I think it's too late. But he does. The thing finally pulls away from what's left of Bo, and in place of the dead man's breathing and ungodly cries fills the room. Shh. It's alright, boy. You just killed a man. No. I watched him die. I killed you. Or at least I will have if you ever finish dying. The creature's connection to its womb has been severed. and the house groans unnaturally, straining under the weight of the meat that's infiltrated its walls. The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life, and water pours out on the dirt floor. You want to contact the witch? Well, here she comes. The water is how I do it. Spring water. It's like her internet. Did she tell you what you're supposed to do with it now? Do you know what it eats? I mean, what else it eats? Your hands are wet. The water is spreading, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. We're not calling him it. He gets a proper name now. Joseph, after my father. And I brought some baby food. You think he'll like creamed spinach? Probably not, after he's had a taste of blood. The water is suddenly much higher. It rises up past your ankles. Am I hallucinating? Do you guys see the water? It's up to your chest now. There's no denying it. What are you talking about? There's no water. But there is. He just can't see it. Because his words are swallowed by the flood. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold and dark, and people are screaming everywhere. There are bodies in the water with you. They are all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You're not the only one who's had this vision. Not yet. It's only been described to you by your daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. Of course I'll stop it. Don't worry so much, daughter. No, Mother, I've seen it. You'll try to stop it and you will die. But there's another path. Take my power, I give it willingly. I can't be that I'm destined to lose you. It's too cruel. There is one way to keep me with you. Take my power. I'll live in you as I once did. I'll never leave you. Now, the first time around, I refused to do this. I said no. But we know this can't have happened because Sybil, it ends up being Sybil later. So we're going to take the daughter back. You accept your daughter's decision. She's not the child she once was, and there's a confidence in her you have no choice but to respect. You take her back, her powers become yours. The flood does not come, the village is saved, and no one knows that sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed, you outlive everyone you used to know. You move on, you meet new people, you start a new life. You have another daughter. This time the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind, church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen. Everyone inside the walls falls to the curse of plague. You are among their numbers, your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could pull at it and unveil the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do, but she still carries in her some strength. Enough. We're just going to take it back, because I don't think she's going to understand. You do not offer an explanation before trying to take her back. She rebels. Her power is weak, but enough that she is not easy to contain. She is frightened. So I'm going to try to explain to her. You tell her what's coming. You explain that she has to give up what you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all. You will miss her as you missed your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she'll be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and she tries to run away from you. Fate is tempting to cut its loose thread. Nah, we gotta get you back, though. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes. The city never knows it would have been a ruin, but there is an unhappiness in you. She didn't understand, and what you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It's a part of the burden of what you are. Though no one knows the depths of what you have done, over the years you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in the capital, in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages, and it never stops raging. Bleeding that spans generations, children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound on the world. Or it ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing, if only you have more power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They do not need convincing anymore. They're ready to return whenever you need them. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she's been trained to do. You're the only one who will remember her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sight on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone who holds power here, you have discovered, even if they're vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you. And for a time, you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort, you and your daughter. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can manage. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fist, bowing to its crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. He is already on his way, you realize too late. You have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not, and the loosened thread sticking out from the mass of blood, with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter until you don't. We're gonna take her back, because why not? She joins her sisters, as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes they're stepping into, and none of whom could hope to command the way he would. Blood is spilled. Less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here they are small, the simples, decisions. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm is halted, a conflict settled. Until one day when you are shown a dark pit. Splintered wood, debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as the very rock catches fire, children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. She joins her sisters, as so many have before her. The disaster is averted, lives are saved, and you have another daughter. But that's not what happened. You take your daughter's hand and you look in her eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air, but you can't hear the screams from here. You assume they will die one day like anyone else. After all, you've long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him, a vision. He has already decided. He is bringing something here, something ravenous that doesn't belong, but has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the thread you followed comes into focus, and for the first time it followed you beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis, thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On it goes, longer than you ever hoped to follow. It's toll eternal and incalculable. But there's a new thread too. If you're patient enough, if you are strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you'd care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes, so much like yours. And we're taking her back. You have welcomed her back as you have with every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. But days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be, if you're to stop the hurt that will scar a world without you there to guide it. And now, you are here on the cusp of the end, the final daughter. You? What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother talking me out of it. I finally have a real purpose. And now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back. Or it will hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. You don't have to do this, Kaneeka. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this, knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? How could I ever live with myself? She doesn't see you as a person. She hasn't seen anyone as a person in a long time. You can't trust her to make human decisions when she's no longer human. That's one way to see it, but that could also mean she knows more than us. I don't think I could handle it if all the terrible things she's seen actually happened, knowing it was because I made a selfish choice. If that's how you want to think about things, then every action every person takes from the moment they're born is selfish. There's no winning if you think like that. It's different. If I do this, then my life will mean something, more than it would mean if I lived any other way. No, I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Bree talk you in circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. Bree, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. She carries a heavy burden, but she doesn't have to. Not anymore. You two can be the family you were always meant to be, free from the sins of generations past, if you let me do what needs doing. Kaneeka can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I'd hope you'd be able to trust me by now, for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. She's telling the truth. Yeah, but I don't want to sacrifice anybody. Not like this. You reach forward, grabbing Kaneeka by the arm and doing your best to wrench her free from her mother's grasp. She's all but given up, her limp wrist in your grasp, her eyes dim and resigned. You pull as hard as you can, expending more effort on this energy than you have on any one movement in your life. Stop! You don't know what you're doing. Still, you pull. Why do you care so much about what happens to me? It's better if I go. You can feel your body tearing with the effort, but you hold the best you can, even as her hand slips through your fingers. But a spark floods Kaneeka's eyes at the sight of your effort, and her hand grabs your forearm with vigor. Let me go. I don't want to do this anymore. Stop. You don't know what you're doing. Kaneeka, please. You understand. You understand how important this is. I don't think I do. I only understood what you wanted me to understand. You didn't let me think any differently. Well, I'm thinking differently now. I'm getting the hell out of here, and I'm taking Bree with me. At the declaration, the dream around you starts to waver. It's losing its shape. No, come back! But it's too late. The illusion is coming apart. The world shifts nauseatingly around you. You feel like you're being buoyed upward, ascending rapidly, reality rushing to meet you, until finally you surface. Ah, we saved her, thank God. You're outside, it's raining, you have no idea where you are. Tulip? Janie? Wow. Now we got a way different ending this time. We saved Kaneeka. Now the last ending, and I will put a link in the description to my first playthrough of episode 5, part 1. We had Tabitha and a strange woman with us. This time we just have Kaneeka. So I'm a little concerned. I don't know what we did. It might have drastically affected the ending. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this alternate version? There's only going to be 2 more chapters after this, which is kind of crazy. I can't believe this game might actually be coming to an end. I feel like I've been playing it forever. But thank you so much for watching.